So real quick, I want to go over my trades, my paper trades, maybe hopefully find a trade here on NQ. So far, I've been doing kind of well. I mean, we'll take a look at my account history. Um, so far, I started it today. Um, 145, 140, 170, 300, 215, 120. Sort of looking for the shorts here just because of the PC ratio, right? The overall bias, where we kind of left off, market close, and yeah, so on. So I want to also bring up some stuff on Webull. Let's take a look at Meta. I talked about Meta last week. I liked Meta. It looked good, right? Why did it look good? Damn, it got absolutely destroyed today. But I don't know. I brought up Meta around here, right? Thought it would have been a good trade, just the way it was set up, the overall put imbalance, right? This was a pretty good setup. I didn't take it, but what did I? But it was just something that I wanted to point out. What did I play today? I think I was not even sure. I think I played Tesla, right? Tesla puts here, looked really well. Placed the paper trade, entry, exit really well. I think that was it. I didn't really plan for it, right? I sort of just opened up the market and just looked for something, right? Anything. I didn't want to I didn't want to drain myself. I don't want to overdo it. So I didn't set up anything for the prior from the prior night. So we could take a look at the charts, seeing what kind of maybe look at Koifin, take a look at what the market is looking like, what it's setting up for. Maybe look at the RIG charts. We'll start off by looking at the NQ, seeing if we find any sort of positions to enter here. I think the long is going to be good here, right? We've been seeing the sellers continue to push down the price, but it just continues to hold, right? Hold the 200 EMA. So we've been consolidating here. I think we should see a a move towards whatever direction it decides to go to soon. Let's go over my trades, right? I was sort of keeping everything sort of tight. See if we can figure out where we started off at 8:30. Placed the paper trade, so that would be 306, 11:34. So it was over here. Yeah. Okay, so here we made 445 off of that. I wish I could replay this, but at at where's the time here? 15:47. What time is that? 15:47. Anyways, let's trade at 15:47. I what was it here? I closed a position short. I placed a short here, right at the break here, and had a tight stop. right? Kind of glad I had that tight stop. It didn't go the way I planned. I was looking for shorts here, so it's kind of like my idea, right? So I saw it here, came down, was looking for the short here, didn't happen. I saw it again, it didn't happen, but I saw the play developing, and so I knew after this one, I was like, okay, we have one, two, uh, we had this third bounce, it dropped, so a triple top. I guess it might not be the most crystal clear triple top, but that's what I had in mind, right? The triple top. Saw that hit, come back down. I saw this one, got rejected, came back down here. I knew it would come into this area here. I wanted to watch it bounce. So I took a position here and exited on this candle here. I think I just continued to scalp that. I got a pretty tight entry. I don't have that here, but another short position somewhere around over here. Short position. This one, this is a short position here. So anyways, we're at 530 realized profit. I think you're doing fairly well. Let's take a look at the koi fund. Let's see what is moving the markets today. Um, I think I saw the market dip, right? We'll take a look at SPY. Take a look at SPY. Oh, something I do remember. I do remember looking at SPY and I mean I didn't work today, so I was able to just look in at SPY. So I saw like people continuing to attempt to buy the dip, right? It's not really the time to be buying the dip just by we were up at like 19 around 12 o'clock, right? Not this this whole day. It's been in a range. You know, the VIX is a good indicator. It's been a range on the VIX, so I would not be buying the dip, right? But maybe quick scalps continuing towards the downside is really the better risk to reward here. I also saw in the PC ratio, right? We saw the PC ratio tell us that we were in a heavy I think a call imbalance, if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, we were in this range where the market was just set up to reverse on us. So actually started off strong today. Did anything start off low and then off strong? No, it's the overall market right now is is just bearish. Um, but actually showing the most strength. XLE, XLF. It's interesting that XLF is uh the second, I think the best sector, almost the best sector for today, right? At the end, the close for today. Could that mean that there's a possible uh it's possibly time for a market bottom here? Are we starting to see the first indicators of potentially the market bottom where financial sector begin to lead the way first to recover? Who knows? But so yeah, I went over Meta. Haven't been able to find a trade setup. I ideally would not like to enter this. I actually entered calls down here, but I kept a really tight stop loss. I don't want to, and that was this loss actually over here. That was this $120 loss. I don't really like the idea. I should have placed my stop below here, but it's all right. Um, again, like I said, I saw The buyer is defending this here. I tried, I attempted to use order flow today. I don't know if any of you guys use order flow, but I attempted to use order flow today. Sort of confusing, really difficult to just learn it right off the bat, right? I use Webull, so I use Blue Shade Webull. It's my first day using it today. Um, I like the possible long here. Um, why not a short? Why a long over a short? Uh, I just think we've been holding up this level for a while now. We're consolidating here. I want to see it come down a little bit below VWAP. I want to see it hold VWAP and continue towards the upside. If that doesn't happen, then I probably won't take an entry here, but seems to be dipping. I'm just trying to be good about my entries and when I enter, sort of being patient. Like sometimes I just have to sort of take a step back and let the plays develop on their own. So we're holding above the 200 EMA, we're holding above VWAP. Uh, I want to see again, like I said, like this was good here, right? This is a good sign here. This is a good sign here as well. I want to see it come down a third time. If sellers can't push this down, can't drive it down, I'd want to think that buyers are in control and I want to take a long here. That's my thought process. That's the idea behind this trade. So, and so, I mean, why not a short here? Why over the short? I just think that we've been overly bearish since the open today. And so I think we're finally starting to respect prices here and here as well. We might even dip a little bit further than I would like. Just maybe sweep up some liquidity. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. I hope I can nail this one for the stream for the YouTube video. I was watching a YouTube video today. Just kind of learning about. No, I don't want to see a bounce off. Sorry, I don't want to see this bounce off VWAP. I want to see it there just a little bit below VWAP. But if it runs without us, then it runs without us. So I took some notes today about this video I watched. Stuff I want to kind of go over. It's an auction, market theory, lead market maker model, book sweepings, sort of concepts that I would ideally like to go over. This is kind of where the idea of using order flow began. This is why I even started using the order book uh, on Webull. I know it's not the same. It doesn't probably show as much data as something like Sierra charts and stuff, but ideally I would like to work my way up, right? So while we wait for something here, let me see if I can find anything on the RG charts. So XLF, XLE, XLRE. Let's, let's go and see what was leading the markets today over here. Not taking my eyes off this. I think we have a possible chance of going along here, so I want to keep my eyes on that. Um, what was leading the market today? XLP, XLRE on the daily, been showing relative strength. What led today? XLF, XLE. XLF might be a good sign for possibly something to come. It had the least, right? Everything tanked today, but it had actually, hold up. Sorry, XLP, XLRE, XLE, XLF. XLP showing the most strength in these times, right? We moved from it what you don't remember, we started with XLC. Wait, hold up. This is consumer. Consumer staples, right? It's still holding up strong. Never mind. Sorry about that. XLP, the most defensive, still holding strong. Harmo Foods, Dr. Pepper. I remember I was looking at Dr. Pepper last week. Still showing strength today. So I can find that here. I wonder what Dr. Pepper's looking like today. KDP. Uh, see KDP. Let's see what Dr. Pepper looked like today. I remember I was looking at it last week. I think I might have even placed a trade here. Man, it's a dip. This was yesterday. Yeah, saw a dip yesterday, but saw some strength today. Almost a dollar, a whole dollar. So not bad, right? Could this be a buy the dip zone here, right? We saw this. Probably lost around maybe 50%. And now we could be seeing the second wave here, possibly. So consumer staples still leading the way. XLE sort of strong. Wait, so where is XLP here? I don't even have XLP on there. Man, so XLP, consumer staples. Need to fix this real quick. So you just lost everything today. All right, so here on here, it looks like a triple top. It looks like a good reversal, but I want to enter a long position here. So see how it holds up here. I want to see it dip just a little bit further before I enter. See it dip just a little bit further. Ideally, I would like to place my stop under here without losing too much. So, but this is a 200 EMA. We could see a reversal here. Just got to be patient. All right, I'm gonna enter here. Enter here, and I'm gonna have to stomach through this. If it does fall here, but I do like the way this looks. So risking 320 and let's just do like a almost a 2 to 1. 320, 640, 2 to 1 risk reward ratio. Uh, Ideally, what I would like to see it happen here is I'd like to see this hold at 200 EMA. I'd like the 9 to stay above VWAP. I'd like for the price to reverse here. Ideally, I think I'm giving it enough room to breathe. Uh, so we'll just let this play develop and come back and look at it later. So can see where that's at. Relative, the RRG charts sort of showing XLP continuing to show strength. Stuff like HRL, KDP, SCZ. Let's take a look at these. HRL. Take a look at HRL and how HRL did today. Hormel Foods Corp from 27 to 28, almost a whole dollar. I'm noticing that the small cap stocks, small cap value was other than SCZ. Dang, so Hong Kong stocks set for best month since September on China's DeepSeek. What are some Chinese stocks? What would that be? Would Baba be something like Chinese? The Baba Group Holdings? So STZ, we'll take a look at STZ. See how these are today from 170 up to 174. Not bad. We are seeing what I did see was that the put to call ratio was heavily, I think, call imbalance. I think we're showing too much optimism too fast. So I think the market's going to dip, right, at some point tomorrow. Maybe it'll trap buyers, manipulation first. But ideally, sectors I'm probably going to be looking out for are XLP. And what else did we see show strength last time? Maybe XLP and XL. I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it was XLU, right? If I'm not mistaken. I can't really remember off the top of my head, but gonna be looking at those two sectors to play for the defensive. XLV, I think it was healthcare that performed fairly well. So we're seeing that XLP is here, XLV is here, XLP and XLV is what I'm be looking out for tomorrow. Let's take a look at how. So that's dope. Caught a good trade here. 130. I want to see it continue to hold. So now that we're in profits for the moment, I want to continue. I want to move my stop up a little bit, just down to this recent low here, right? I want to turn the risk to reward in my favor just a little bit better. So I'm not risking as much on this, right? Depending on how it develops, how it continues to when how like as it continues to show me its hand, I'm gonna keep adjusting my risk to reward, right? If I see something that I ideally don't like a candle wick of some sort, then I'll probably close the trade. So that's a pretty bad candle right there. Ideally, I'll hold it. So I'll hold my position to currently where it's at. I want to give it enough room to breathe without sort of overreacting to that candle, right? Um, I decided to let a second candle form and continue to let the market show me its hand. I like this candle in engulfing. This is usually a good sign. So we'll just see how it holds up, see where it closes. Um, Currently doing well. I think probably going to probably see prices show small strength overnight and into tomorrow morning before continuing the downtrend. I've noticed that it's like gotten a little bit easier for me to sort of trade futures. I'm not saying that I'm profitable, not profitable, but um, I think it has gotten easier for me to sort of let plays develop. So that doesn't look too good. Letting plays develop and just kind of the tr trusting my trade ideas. I still think that this doesn't look too bad if we can hold the 9 EMA above VWAP. That's a pretty bad candle like this, so expecting to get some out here. I just don't. I think I'll let the trade breathe here. If it reverses on me here, then it reverses, but I'll let the trade breathe. I think it's still continuing to hold, and I think buyers will step in soon. That's the trade idea. It's not a prediction, but I only trade the 1 minute time frame. I don't trade anything higher. I don't trade the 5 minute, the 15. Um, when I'm looking at stocks like Tesla, Apple, I do tend to look for fair value, open ranges on a higher time frame, and then I like to come down to a lower time frame. I find that it's fairly accurate at times. right? I think it has its times and it has its moments. Um, and other times I notice that chart patterns, right, tend to show strength. Sometimes I notice that the RNG charts will show me strength, right? So I know what has shown me strength, but ideally I just have to find the good times to use these different tools, right? Um, in a sense, I might be overdoing it with the different trade, different ways of approaching the market. I might be switching from one sort of setup to another, and probably preventing myself from benefiting from any of the any of like the fruits of the trade setups, So I'll draw down, I'll switch, then the trade setups will begin to show some success. And I've already switched to a different trade setup. I'll see myself hitting sort of a little roadblock and then switch to a different one. I think it's just like the sense of like trying to crack the code, right? Like a market says like some sort of code, and ideally I would like to try to always crack it, even if it means that I'm not like benefiting or if I'm not actually making money off of it. Like I'm here trading futures on a paper trading, right? On a paper trade account, but I still think that just trying to solve the market, it's what interests me. So I think the trade is starting to finally show some sort of strength. Um 640, right? I am now looking at a 3.486 risk to reward ratio. I think it looks good here. I explained why I decided to take the trade here. Um, so ideally, this is showing a lot of strength here. I would want to move this up and switch to a more, just depending on how this continues to move, right? If I continue to see like relatively strong momentum towards the upside, then I'll probably move this up to 1,000 and just trail, right? So I'm gonna give it some room. I think it's setting up pretty nicely, but we'll have to see. I will move my stop up to break even, just below break even. because generally, I think that if we were to actually come back down here, I wouldn't really like the trade idea as much, right? I think it would flip, so I don't want to lose too much. This is kind of where I get stuck here, trying to figure out when is a good time to. Sometimes I'll be up like $600 and it'll just come back to break even because I'll move, right? I'll move my stop. But the thing is that I don't know when to take profits is like I don't know the perfect time, right? So maybe this high here looks like a good place to take profits, possibly even up here. So we'll just see how the trade develops. I'm gonna just chart this here, horizontal array here, and a horizontal. So just chart my important points. I'm only risking $50 on this trade. I'm up 0.07%, $265. I could cut the trade here, but I want to let it show me that I want to let it show some weakness before I cut. So probably leave this open here just in case I gotta do something quickly. But I think it looks strong. Now, also something that I tend to do is I tend to jump around from too fast, from one sort of idea to another way too fast. And I don't really benefit from the full trade idea. So I want to watch it hold this level here. So I am going to place my stop just here, $110 on the trade, locked in. So pretty content about that. It's not a losing trade at all. Up 0.07%. I want to see it hold up this level here and continue towards the upside, maybe towards the 640 level. Um, First level here, second level here, two levels I'll be looking out for. Watching to see how it reacts at these levels, and if I can get a solid break past this level, then I'll probably move my stop up here and trail just so slightly because I want to give the trade idea to breathe, room to breathe. Also, don't want to place my stop just below, just like on this level, right? Because it tends to like tap, right? It's not like super precise. It'll tap in here. So I just want to give it enough room if that were to happen. I don't see any sort of engulfing candle, so that's good. But just gonna let the trade develop. Right, it's still holding up this level, so that's good. Thought about buying a funded account, but I just don't think I'm really ready for it. Ideally, I would like to possibly earn around $3 profit before I even take any of this to the market. Before I think about buying a funded account. So yeah, still showing relative strength. Still looking pretty strong. I want to see a break past this level. It's looking fairly strong here. Good momentum. I want to move my take profit up to here to 900, and I will move my stop loss down below this level here and lock in a little bit more profit. Currently up $400, 350. I always play one contract. It's I don't want to mix anything up, right? I want to see I don't want to see any like outlier trades where I'm up like um $2,000 because I over leveraged on a trade, right? It's just one contract, one NQ contract, so it's always the same thing. It looks like it might reverse here. Um, I might close the position here and just lock in some profit up to $270. Don't want to really get too greedy. I can always re-enter. Again, I just want to see how this candle closes. Okay, so 225, getting ready to close here soon. Let's just see how this candle closes here. I might not even let it close. I might close beforehand, but all right. 235, 230, 245, 240, 230, 215, 210. I want to close the position, but it's just continuing to hold this level, so not closing just yet. So what I'll do though is I'll move my stop. I'll move my stop up to right about here and just ensure at least a $200 profit. So move my stop up, $200 profit on the trade. Want to see it come up to this level here, possibly up to this TP here. I'll won't move my TP any higher. Um, if we do show relative strength, then sure I might move it up another 100, 200, and trail my stop loss. It's close behind. I don't want to see this candle pattern come down any further than here. I think that it should finally move here. It might dip, but I'm okay with locking in 250 here. That's fine. I got stumped out there. Um, ideally, I thought thought it was consolidating a little bit too much for my liking. Um, we could see it continue, but that was a trade. So currently at 765. If we can see a break past, then I'll look for a reentry here. Still the same trade idea, just locking in profits. This could be a triple top here that might have just developed, so we might see it start to dip. 7 seconds left for this candle to close. Opening a new candle here. I'm gonna enter here. I don't want to risk too much here. Ideally, I don't want to see it come down this low past here. I think this candle is finally the breakout candle. Um, so I'll risk $80 on the continuation from the first trade I do. So I got stumped out there. That's fine. 655 on the trade for the day. Just gonna cut it there. Um, Look at that candle. That wick was crazy. That candle was crazy. Um, what am I taking from this? I think we're seeing this level here get where we have strong sellers, right? We've tapped into it once, twice, 3 times, fourth time now. I just can't break past this level. But also what I'm seeing is, look at that. It's crazy. What I'm also seeing is that the buyers continue to step in, right? So I think this drop might be a good time to re-enter, but I might call it for today. Had I probably been here to let more of the trade develop, maybe another hour or two, then I would ideally look for another re-entry. Depending on how fast we dip, I might look for an entry here. Maybe one last trade. One last trade, depending on how this candle wick, how strong this candle wick is. I need to see strength, right? This was relatively strong, so I'm gonna take a trade here. Do one market contract, trade here. Look at this absolutely terrible fill, immediately down $40. Nasty work. Okay, so down 90. I like the momentum and strength of the trade. Ideally, I would like for it to come down here before I look for any position towards the upside. But it's looking strong. Again, like I said, I want to see a dip here. I want to see that 9 EMA just like immediately just drop, you know, sharp drop. So if I see that sharp drop, then I need to set my stop. So I'll set my stop up to this level here, risking 245. I don't like the amount that I'm risking here, but I need to give it room. I got a terrible fill. Okay. If this is what I think it is, then I should see a sharp drop, so I shouldn't be risking too much here. I'll move it just slightly above the 9 EMA right there. 195. So if I'm risking 195 and you see 400, I'll leave it here. This is my. So if I don't see this drop here, I'll take a step away because I'm starting to just like hyper react to the market. And that's never good either. So this is the last trade here. We're currently down 145, currently down 130. I think this is gonna go against me here. I held up the VWAP in order for the trade idea to show me uh, what I want to see. Then ideally I would like to see a sharp drop here. If I see a sharp drop, then I'll be relatively confident about. I'll be relatively confident about my take profit, but so far this drop isn't what I wanted to see. So if we can see a drop below VWAP, then I'll adjust my stop loss down to this little area here, right above here. So risking 155 through my stop. I need to see a sharp drop here. I need to see the 9 EMA follow too. So risking 155, a little bit happier about the amount that I'm risking for this trade idea. I wasn't really comfortable. I know it's like only $50 difference, but I got a terrible fill. This is just the market. When you place a market order, right? You're paying ask. So I think I might continue to drop my stop down to 100 here. Um, we did see a sharp drop. I want to see the 9 EMA continue to hold. Sorry, not hold. I want to see it break past the VWAP, and I'll be pretty confident about my take profit. I don't want to adjust my stop loss yet, but I think my take profit is at a fairly decent area. So I want to see this candle would continue to drop sharply. I want to see the 9 EMA drop below VWAP just as sharply, and I think my VWAP is at a good distance. So from here, if we're not seeing that sharp below, that sharp drop, I need to see the 90 MA drop sharp below. It's, it's not good. I'm gonna drop my stop loss down to 85 just because I'm starting to see some relative strength. I'm seeing the bottom get bought up, so don't really like the way that looks. I'll continue to move my stop. So that was it for today. You guys saw how I was in profit. I didn't think profit. It happens. So yeah, so I've kind of just began to blur out the trade idea, and I'm just sort of overdoing it on the trades. So I'm gonna call it a day. So that was the trade journals for the 27th.